Hello, everybody. I hope all y'all are having a good day today. It's Sunday afternoon here in the Philippines, and Lynn and I, and Lenza, Ira Pearl, and I just got back from worship services in Malawi. We live in Bonifacio, Misamis Occidental, and where we do worship services, or where we used to live, was Malawi, Zamboanga del Sur. So anyway, we still go there every other week whenever we don't have family bonding and feeding here. And this was my Sunday to bring the message, and as always, Lynn is always there by my side interpreting. And what's cool about Lynn is not only that she doesn't just interpret what I say word for word. Lynn is my partner, and it's like we're a team. And so she will carry on and add what the Spirit gives her as we go, and we just flow. It's amazing. I remember in, I think it's Luke chapter 10, Jesus sent them out 2 by 2, two at a time. So that's what Lynn and I do. We're a good team. She's my partner. And so anyway, today I always teach if I know that the people there are spiritually advanced enough to understand what we're talking about, I teach about this deep stuff, that same stuff that I do on YouTube and Facebook and everything. It's amazing. And especially to open their eyes up to the deep stuff. And it's more than just them little Bible stories that we were told when we were children, that there's multiple layers to it, and all of it, every bit of it, is all pointing you to one direction, and that's home. That's to go back to the presence of God. Stop trying to live by the letter, and start reconnect with the Father. And once you're reconnected with the Father, that's when you're reconnected with knowledge. He'll write His sacred command on your heart. It'll be written on your heart supernaturally, and that sacred command is to love your neighbor as yourself. Love God with all your heart, mind, and soul. Love your neighbor as yourself. It's that simple. Love does no harm. So I always measure everything with love. But anyway, I teach about that deep stuff, and about coming to know God as supernatural. It's not just some kind of ritual thing that you do, and then there's nothing. You go home and that's it. Whenever you come to know God, it's a major life-changing thing in your life, and it's amazing. And so I like to show people that, and we're taught that we do everything in love, but a love that's not just words, it's action. And so whenever we love, it's love that is in action. It's actually doing something. It's the works of love in you. You can't ever boast and say you did anything, because it's all empowered by God. But anyway, don't get me going when I start preaching here, and I don't mean to. Anyway, I just want to tell you guys, it is amazing, because today was just one of these days. It's like this every time I get up there, but today it just seemed extra powerful. It's so... I start talking about this too much, I'll start crying, because it's just overwhelming when the Spirit is really working through you. And when I was up there today, I was preaching, and we have a little bit scripted, but for the most part, we freestyle. And suddenly it's like I would be preaching and saying something, and the whole time I'm hearing and seeing these new revelations about this thing that I'm talking about. And you're like, in my mind, I've got this thing going on, and I'm talking to people out here, and in my mind, I'm like, okay, should I go here with that, or would the sermon be 3 or 4 hours long, so I need to keep it here? And so I'm filtering what I'll add to them and tell them, and what I'm going to put in a video later. So it's just amazing. I mean, God is a fountain of living waters, and whenever you're connected to that, it'll just flow. And these revelations and these teachings and stuff just bow, 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 bow. And it's the same way with Lynn. It's so amazing, and we are so blessed. I can't ever brag or boast and say any of it comes from me, because it sure don't. 11 years ago, I was just some dude sitting in my apartment in Dallas, Texas, getting high as a kite, and thinking that my best years were behind me. I had no idea what kind of future God had planned for me, and what kind of works God had planned for me. Anyway, I just want to share that with you guys. Today was amazing. That's probably one of my all-time favorite things to do, is to sit up in front of people and tell them about the love of God. And while I'm up there doing that, I'm there with my partner, Lynn, and we're sharing God's love with people. It's just I love doing that. That, feeding children, clothing children, just all of it's just, I'm so blessed. Praise the Lord for a new life. I love you guys. Bye.